Here we are back for another photo call. This is a film which is not in competition. The team is already here for the story How to Train Your Dragon #2. Cate Blanchett is a voice in this film, produced by DreamWorks. She's just behind us. She's going to have her photo taken. How to Train Your Dragon #2 is going to be screened this evening. This is the second chapter in the adventures of dragons and Vikings in a small village, the village called Berk. Here we have the entire crew from the film How to Train Your Dragon. The director is Deblois. He directed the first chapter also. Djimon Hounsou, America Ferrera, Kit Harington, who also plays in Game of Thrones, Cate Blanchett, Baruchel. There we have the director and the producer, Arnold, on the very right. How to Train Your Dragon 2, screened out of competition this evening. Nevertheless, in the official selection at the 67th Cannes Film Festival, there's an opportunity for La Croisette to pay tribute to the work of Jeffrey Katzenberg, who is on the left of the screen. He is DreamWorks is celebrating its 20th anniversary, created in '94. Cate Blanchett's looking gorgeous. Recently winning an Oscar, of course. Yes, it's an honor to receive Cate Blanchett here. She came especially to spend just a few hours here. There's a big man just looming up onto the screen now. Could that be Toothless, the big shape looming onto the screen? Yes, the other hero of the film, the dragon called Toothless, that's the dragon which Hiccup, the hero in the film, rides. Here we have Toothless, the dragon. And the dragon which we can see here is based along the lines of a cat. That's what inspired the designers. It was initially going to be a panther, but a panther is much less scary than a dragon, perhaps. But Toothless is going to have some treacherous adventures ahead of him in Chapter 2 of How to Train Your Dragon. We're not going to tell you the story, of course. We don't want to ruin the suspense. It's a wonderful film, very attractive, adventure, wonderful special effects, using new special effects which have been developed by DreamWorks. Absolutely wonderful results. The quality of the animation is first class. There's a lot of thrills and spills in the film, and a lot of emotion in this film. Some of the music was written by 30 Seconds to Mars. The track in question is called Kings and Queens. Toothless really is proving to be the star of this photo call, standing next to the director of the film, Deblois, who wrote and made the first chapter. The second one, he's doing it on his own. He wanted all of the characters in the film to have aged by 5 years, so that was pretty tricky for the animators to age all of the characters in the film by 5 years. And the interesting thing in Dragons 1 and 2 is that the dragons who usually scare little children have been reworked to become very friendly. Here we see in the center Kit Harington, very well known to fans of Game of Thrones. He plays Jon Snow. Here we have the whole team from the film How to Train Your Dragon 2 in the official selection, but not in competition at the 67th Cannes Film Festival. There we see Djimon Hounsou, a French actor who gives his voice to Drago. Gerard Butler is also here, another voice in the film.
Ne vous étonnez pas si vous apercevez quelques photographes coiffés de la célèbre.
You may be surprised to see some of the photographers wearing Viking helmets. Yes, we too had borrowed a couple of helmets. How to Train Your Dragon 2 is being released in the month of July. So you have to just be a tiny bit patient. Here we have Djimon Hounsou next to Cate Blanchett. Djimon Hounsou was in Amistad, also produced by DreamWorks. DreamWorks Animation is well known for many films, including Shrek, who came to Cannes. That's one of the big successes. Shrek was in the official competition back in 2001. And Shrek went on to enjoy a great career, including an Oscar for the Best Animated Film. Yes, DreamWorks really has produced some fabulous successes in animation. There are the Madagascar films, Kung Fu Panda, which also came to Cannes. Shrek, as you mentioned, Pierre. Yes, DreamWorks is very loyal to Cannes, has been coming for many, many years, for over 10 years. The photographers are calling out for Cate Blanchett to go back. She recently, of course, won an Oscar. That makes her hot news here on La Croisette. Yes, she must be one of the world's most famous actresses. She's one of the best actresses also. She really gets into her role. Her roles are all very different, very varied, but always she exhibits great sensitivity, great artistry. She came to Paris to be in a play in a theatre in Paris. It's 4 years since she last came to La Croisette. She came in 2010 with Robin Hood by Ridley Scott, which was not in the competition. And here we have America Ferrera, yet another voice in this second chapter of How to Train Your Dragon. She gives the voice to Astrid, the heroine of the story, the female lead in this film.
L'ami d'Arnold.
Hiccup's friend. She's called Astrid. And this actress, America Ferrera, is enjoying a lot of success in Hollywood at the moment. And here we have Djimon Hounsou posing for the photographers. America Ferrera, of course, became very famous with the TV series Ugly Betty. This is the first time in Cannes for Djimon Hounsou. He's worked a lot internationally in Blood Diamond, Edward's Week also, and the Jim Sheridan in America. And we also saw him in Amistad by Spielberg. Hounsou started off as a model for Mugler and then went into acting and has enjoyed a fabulous career, which is bringing him to Cannes today. He was nominated for an Oscar on several occasions. And here we have J. Baruchel, also a first time in Cannes for J. Baruchel. This is a new generation of American actors that we're meeting here in Cannes in 2014, including J. Baruchel. He was in the Cameron Crowe Almost Famous movie and in Cronenberg's film, which he presented in the competition in Cannes. And here we have the actor that fans of Game of Thrones will know, Kit Harington. He was also in Popeye by Wes Anderson. But he really is best known for his role in Game of Thrones. He plays Jon Snow. And thanks to Jon Snow, he is famous now. This is his first red carpet. There'll be quite a few actors on the red carpet for the first time here at the 67th Cannes Film Festival. The red carpet promises to be quite glamorous this evening, particularly if Toothless is with the crew. He might fly over the red carpet. But I'm sure there'll be plenty of surprises in store. Anyway, there they all go, heading towards the studio for an interview. The team from How to Train Your Dragon 2. Let's take a look at the trailer. Oh, there we have Jeffrey Katzenberg having his photo taken. Cannes is paying tribute to him this year, celebrating the 20th anniversary of DreamWorks, created in 1994. Jeffrey Katzenberg is the man behind DreamWorks. And he'll be joining us in the studio as well, I believe, for our interview. Jeffrey Katzenberg is very, very well known. SKG. Let's go now and get a close-up of the director of the film, Dean Deblois.
Au Photocall. Il avait également signé le premier volet.
He directed the first chapter of How to Train Your Dragon.
Qui a trouvé son public.
A film which attracted a huge audience. It was a great box office success in America and in France and elsewhere. An animated film that restores dragons to their rightful place. Really great scenes in the film. The director has said he took inspiration from The Empire Fights Back to create this second chapter of How to Train Your Dragon. He will be joining Pierre in the studio for the interview. But a quick snap before he goes. And let's take a look at the trailer for How to Train Your Dragon 2.